Whatever happened to Pilotwings? I mean, I know this game is semi well known. If you ever played a Super Nintendo or you had an N64, you probably came across this game at some point. I got introduced to this as a kid. I was probably 4 or 5 when I first saw Pilotwings. I think it was a while ago, and I remember playing it on the Super Nintendo. That was my first introduction to the game. It was just so cool. I love this game. It was so I don't know, just fun. It was a flight simulator game, but it kind of had like an arcadey element. Like it wasn't super, like it's not anything like Microsoft Flight Simulator by any means. It was like an arcade flight simulator. And as far as I know, this is a Nintendo IP. It was made and published by Nintendo. If I'm wrong about that, I'll try to correct myself in the video here. Feel free to post that down in the comments. But yeah, it's just a really fun game. It was challenging. It was tricky. There was something about flying these different aircraft, and each of these different pieces of aircraft having their own different flying mechanics. And it was just really fun. And it just feels like Nintendo kind of let this one go. You know, maybe it didn't sell that well. I don't know. Like it feels like Pilotwings sits in the treasury box of Nintendo IPs that have been long lost and forgotten. There was Pilotwings, I believe Resort, or I can't remember the name. It came out for the Nintendo 3DS. I never owned a 3DS, so I never played it. I did look at some footage of what it looked like, and it did look like it was a pretty fun game. It was slightly based off Wii Sports Resort. I love Wii Sports. Wii Sports was great. But yeah, Pilotwings just, I don't know. It feels like there should have been a Pilotwings Switch game. Like at the very least. Like we had Wii Sports Resort, and I think there was some Pilotwings elements to Wii Sports Resort, though I never played Wii Sports Resort, and it wasn't obviously a Pilotwings game. But this, like, even now, like in 2026, like I feel like Nintendo has forgotten how to make good IPs. I mean, that's obviously a pretty like loud statement, but like it just feels like Nintendo is kind of lost their way, and I don't know why. I'm saying that. Like it just, I feel that's just how I feel about like current generation Nintendo. The Switch 2, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not going to buy it. I own a Switch, but I looked at the Switch 2 and I'm like, well, it looks like it's a nicer console. I just have no reason to buy it. I own a Switch. And then if you kind of force me to go like have to, you know, buy a Switch 2 to play exclusive games, well, it kind of ticks me off because I'm like, I have a Switch. I don't really feel like going and buying a Switch 2. Like if it was a different console entirely, you know, like not called a Switch, maybe I would buy it. I feel like the Switch 2 is going to have the same problem that the Wii U had. And to be fair, the Wii U it was a really good console. It was a banger console. I owned a Wii. I never owned a Wii U until I had a friend who was like, you should get a Wii U. It's actually really great. And I got it. And there was a couple exclusive games in the Wii U that were just really, really fun. And they're forgotten about now. I should make a video on that, but I don't know if I can get the footage for that. But it feels like Nintendo today, like it's like they don't really understand what works and what doesn't anymore. Like, take for example Metroid Prime 4. I loved Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3. Phenomenal games. Like, just really, they just nailed it. And going back now, they don't age super well in terms of mechanics. That's one of the biggest hiccups a lot of these nostalgic games have, is that the mechanics are just not as fluid and fun when you go back to play them. Even though the games themselves back then were actually quite good, and the mechanics at the time were fine. And I think as gamers now, like if you've been gaming for a long time, if you've been gaming for, you know, however many years, mechanics now seem to be kind of like a staple for like a game being good. Like the first thing you kind of look at is like, how does this game feel when I play it? And the bar has been raised so high, you know, to make a good video game now, that I feel like maybe developers are perhaps just overwhelmed, because not only do they have to have near perfect mechanics, but they also need to have a really good story and really good personality to the video game to make it succeed. So the bar is much higher today for a very like 10 out of 10 video game. Now, I'm not saying Nintendo needs to make perfect 10 out of 10 video games all the time. Like they have been known to make those. Like look at the Zelda franchise in general. Like there are very few Zelda games that are not absolute bangers. But it does feel like in the current generation of Nintendo that we have now, there's just a few games that come out that I really want to play. Donkey Kong Bonanza does look really great. I would actually like to play that game, but because it's a Switch 2 exclusive, I probably won't ever play it. I think there would have to be enough Switch 2 exclusive games for me to really want to get a Switch 2. And that's probably why the Switch 2 hasn't really succeeded that much in sales, is because they didn't really launch with enough Switch 2 exclusive games. Like, if you really wanted to make me buy this console, like there would have to be enough Switch 2 exclusives that were like absolute must-play video games. Otherwise, like I just can't see a reason to buy this console. And like there's all these Nintendo IPs like Pilotwings that really deserve to have remakes, or not remakes, but sequels, like current generation sequels. Pilotwings is such a great IP. Like it's a good game. If you never played it on the SNES and you're into playing old video games, this is actually a really fun game to go back and play still to this day. Like it's just fun. There's it's just this element of just trying to land these challenges, whether you're playing with the parachute or plane. Like it's just, I don't know, there's a skill element to it that makes this game really fun. It's not like there's any story behind this game, not really. There doesn't need to be, but like to have like a current generation sequel to this game would be just so cool. And it's like I don't understand why Nintendo doesn't go and resurface some of these old IPs. It's like they scrap it and they don't return to it. And it would serve so well in the Switch. Like it would just be like, I feel like a really well made Pilotwings. It's not going to attract every audience, every person, but there's definitely a pool of people who would love to play a sequel to Pilotwings for the current generation console. And if it was a Switch 2 exclusive, that might actually make me buy a Switch 2 if it was a good Pilotwings game. Like, but you know, I can't buy it just for one game. Like it has to be more than just Pilotwings. Like that's Switch Pilotwings. Like there's got to be more. But yeah, Pilotwings just, I feel like it just got forgotten. You know, it feels like such a great little game. It was fun. The jetpack was really enjoyable to play with. I think there's a hang glider as well in the SNES version, if I remember correctly. It's been a while, but I don't know, man. I feel like Nintendo, like, I'm not saying that they're not going to get it together, but like I feel like they're just kind of in a spot right now where like they don't really know what to do. Like they don't really know how to make like the games people want to play, or maybe they just kind of stopped caring, or maybe it's just become too expensive to make these games. I don't know what it is. Because there's for a long time, Nintendo made like phenomenal games back to back. Like it was like the games that they would come out with were just so good. Like you had Super Mario 64, Galaxy, Paper Mario, Zelda, Pilotwings was great, Chibi Robo. Like there's so many IPs, Pikmin. There's so many IPs that are just phenomenal, and Nintendo just made banger games. They for the longest time have made banger games, but it just feels like lately they stopped doing that. And I don't know. I feel like it's like time for them to kind of look back at their roots and think what worked and what didn't, and maybe we should maybe we should start making some things that once did work and trying it out again. I guess it's a gamble, you know, but like in a way, it's like you did have some success with Pilotwings at one point. Why not make a sequel? I mean, I don't work at Nintendo, obviously, and I'm criticizing a company who is way bigger than me, and you know, I don't know the inner workings of Nintendo, but you know, they have done so many great pieces of art, and yeah, I guess this video is just kind of a hope that maybe we'll get to see a Pilotwings sequel. I hope one day we do. I really do. I like just a fleshed out, really well polished banger Pilotwings game. That'd be sick. I'd love to see that. Catch you in the next one.